And we're live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Lodgify demo, our February Lodgify live demo, where we will walk you through our main features and we will show you how Lodgify can empower your vacation rental business. Before we get into the presentation and everything that we're going to go through, just a quick reminder that in case you cannot hear us, maybe there's like a blue CTA on your screen that says tap to unmute sound. Please click on that, and then you should be able to hear us without no problems. In any case, if you have any problems or in general, if you have any questions about Lodgify that you'd like to get answered, as you can see on the right side of your screen, there is a chat option. You can leave any questions you have because at the end of the session, we will take them and we will answer as many as we can. The session should last around 45 minutes between the basically the product walkthrough and the questions. But if we need to stay a few more minutes to answer some of them, we'll be happy to do it. So without further ado, let me just share my screen. And also, I'm going to take this opportunity to present our two amazing speakers that are joining me today, which I think I cannot think of someone else better than both Jasmine and Jen to walk you through what Lodgify can do for your business. Jasmine, our country sales lead, and Jennifer, our sales specialist. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And well, I haven't introduced myself actually, but my name is also, well, also I'm the only one actually with that name here. I'm Alberto and I'm the Regional Marketing Director, and I'll be kind of like hosting this event. And then I will let Jasmine and Jen take over and show you everything that Lodgify can do for your business. So quickly going through our agenda for today, the first step is exactly showing you how Lodgify empowers your vacation rental business. Then we will get into the feature overview to continue with a product demo walkthrough. And then at the end, we will have a step-by-step guide on how to get started with Lodgify and a special surprise for all of you. So I would really encourage you to stay until the end for that special surprise. You don't want to miss that one. And like I mentioned, we will be reading the chat. So you can leave any questions that you have about Lodgify, and we'll be happy to take them at the end of the session. Just one last slide before I let Jasmine take over. As a bonus track, Lodgify is not only a great solution in terms of software for your business, but we also try to offer as much added value to our customer and an audience as we can. And that includes a lot of free, valuable resources that you can use to, grow your business or learn more about the industry. That includes short-term rental guides and downloadable resources, our Lodgify blog where we publish regular content about the industry, updates, and just tips that you need to know in order to make the best out of your business. We also do regular webinars and workshops with experts, lawyers, tax consultants, people that can really help you navigate the ins and outs of this ever more complicated industry. And then we also have a free Lodgify Academy where we have online courses for all of you to join and again deep dive into some of the skills that can help you take your business to the next level. I will share all of the links to these resources in the chat in a sec, but just an FYI, you can access them all for free, both if you're a customer and non-customer. That being said, let's talk about what Lodgify can do for you. So I think, Jasmine, you're going to take this one.
Sure, yeah. Hi, everyone. Lodgify itself is known for being the #1 sort of all-in-one platform for vacation rental owners. We've been around way over 10 years now, almost in every single country, as you can see here. And when we're looking at integrations, we'll explain this a bit more shortly. We have the highest partnerships. What that basically means is you have the strongest two-way syncs, which is going to give you that instant updates. The second you've got a booking on one calendar, your other calendars are instantly going to block accordingly. We'll show you what this looks like in a second. In terms of reviews, we've got a lot of them focused around our website and particularly our customer support. And we can dive into this a little bit later as well. Okay.
So Lodgify basically works in two parts. The first part is helping you create demand for your properties, and then the second part is helping you manage that demand. The ways that we can help you create demand is that we can provide you with a bookable website. We can also put a booking widget onto your current website if that's your choice. We can include you onto Google Vacation Rentals, which is a wonderful platform because it's a search engine rather than an online travel agency. So it just pushes people to book back on your website. As Jazz mentioned, we have an API connection, which is an instant real-time connection to Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, Expedia Group, and Google Vacation Rentals. So what that means is that it's an instant real-time connection. It's going to, if a booking comes in from Airbnb, it's instantly going to book out your calendar and the rest. The second part of Lodgify is helping you manage the demand, and that's the channel manager.
So when we're looking at further management, if you look at the bottom kind of half of this screen here, that's where we're syncing your calendar, your rates, your reservations, and your messaging. So you'll see there's one unified inbox. We can set up automations of when you want to send those messages. You check this all from your desktop or also the mobile app. You can do all of your day-to-day management straight from your phone. Across the bottom, you'll see more advanced property management features. These are with our ultimate plan, and we'll go through these shortly. But that's where you're looking at further reporting, looking at adding your team, automating tasks with your cleaners, for example, a guest app, and also an online check-in with automated queues, which we'll show you. Okay. On the right, you'll see our marketplace apps. This is where you can link together all of our partnerships, whether that's further guest verification or other integrations that you want is through our marketplace apps. Okay. If you've got specific questions on what you can and can't integrate, of course, book one of these demos with us and we can go through your each individual scenarios. Okay. So what we're going to do now is share you a screen of a Lodgify account. So Alberto, if I share my screen now, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank
You should be able to share it now.
I think so. Okay. That's
By the way, Jasmine, there are already a couple of questions that we will take. Also, Sylvie and yeah, Nontawat, we were taking notes of your questions and we will answer them at the end of this presentation.
Of course. Yes, chuck them all in the comments. That's great. Thank you. So just to start with, we'll start off looking at where we'll actually add the properties to your rental. So if you click on these three dots here, this left-hand panel is your main navigation to find most parts of the platform. If we go into rentals, we've got a few ways that we can add the rental to the platform. There's two ways. If you click on create rental in the top right-hand corner, you can either add them manually, so manually import your pictures, description, and so on, or the easiest way is just a copy from Airbnb. When you click with this, you're going to log into your Airbnb account, and we're going to pull all the pictures, description, and so on into your Lodgify account. So to show you what that looks like, if we open this rental, all of this information is in Lodgify, and this is also then going to copy onto the website, and I'll show you what the website builder looks like shortly. When we're setting up our rates, you'll do it from this pricing button on the left-hand side. You have got options here. If you want to set your price manually, you'll be setting base prices, that's weekly prices, short stay prices, and so on here. You then add your season rates, length of stay prices. You can completely customize all of this in your trial accounts as well. And your season rates is where you can highlight certain areas for maybe half terms in the UK or school holidays, and mark up those prices or change the requirements. So maybe they need to book for a week, for example, over those periods. You've of course then got your taxes and your promotions. These promotions are set for your direct bookings. So, for example, if you wanted to encourage your guests to book with you directly next time, you could give them a 10-20% discount code, for example, to add at the checkout on your website. And again, you set those requirements here. The add-ons, pretty self-explanatory, but completely customizable as well. These are also for your bookings on your website, any extra services you want to offer. Breakfast, welcome package, taxi, for example, you set the restrictions. If you had, for example, a Valentine's package last week, you'd set that for certain days, and you can set certain units if they do run out as well. These will show up on the website once they've selected their date. So it's an extra kind of revenue generating tool here. Again, all these pictures go onto your website. The other options we have with our pricing is you can also look into dynamic pricing. The Lodgify dynamic pricing tool, you can easily turn on or off on a property by property basis if you wanted to test it. You're setting your minimums, so it's never going to go below your base price, but it is going to look at the market and generate prices based on those algorithms. You can always override it, but you can test it really easily here. It's a 0.8% booking fee. So if it's £100 booking a night, that's 80p fee for basically having the prices generated for you. Okay. Once you've got the properties then into the system, Jen will now show you how you can sort of manage all of your bookings and your guests. Okay.
Yeah, so how do we manage our reservations? First of all, our landing page is our Lodgify dashboard. This is going to give you all your upcoming reservations. If you wanted to look at the reservations more closely, you can go to the reservation pages and just click on it. Or we can also go to the calendar. From the calendar, this is your view. You would have one line per property. As you can see, we've got some quite famous guests coming to stay at our Lodgify rental. Al Pacino, for example, has booked directly through your Lodgify website. But if he'd booked through Airbnb, he would have the Airbnb logo and so on. To see the information about the booking, you can just press on his name directly and all the information pops up there. Also, directly from the calendar, if you highlight some days, you can create a reservation with a quote. That's if you want to email someone with a link and they can just press on the link, confirm, and pay for the booking. You can create a reservation without a quote if you've got friends or family coming to stay. You can create a closed period for maintenance, or you can edit the nightly price directly. This is good if you've got a little weekend free, you really want to get it filled. You can either put a special offer in there that's going to be pushed out to all of your channels. Or if you discover that Taylor Swift is coming back to town, you can put those prices up by a lot just for those days that she's here. It's just a quick and easy way of changing prices and pushing those out directly to your channels. Then after that, we can have a look on how we're going to set up the automated messaging. So the automatic messaging, that's where you're going to get notifications about any reservations, anything like that. What we're obviously showing you now is the desktop version of Lodgify. Lodgify also has an app that goes on your phone, so you'd get all those notifications there. The other automatic messaging we can set up. This is a way of all those messages that go out time and time again. They are going to be customized with the guest name, the property information. They can be sent up to 30 days before the booking and sent out up to 30 days after. You can also choose which platforms that message goes out to and which properties it's applicable to. You can also set up saved replies. These are templates to the messages I'm sure you get every single time. Can I check in early? Can I check out late? Can I leave my bags? So you could just save the templates. So when we actually go into our inbox, you can see here, if you select a message, all the information about that booking is going to come up on the side. And then when you want to reply, you can either reply with your saved reply templates, or you can reply with AI. That'll just help speed up time. And also it will help you translate any replies that you might have. as I mentioned, our app is also available on Google and Apple. So almost everything you can do from the desktop, you can also do from the app. I think Jazz is now going to show you the wonderful website builder.
Perfect, thanks Jen. So if you go again left-hand side to the website builder here, you can also build this in your trial accounts. We're going to edit the styles. We've got 4 main templates. People often think we have a lot more, but it all boils down to these 4 main ones. It's literally a matter of you choosing the design, you're choosing the color scheme, you're adding your business name, logo, choose your fonts and so on, shape of the buttons, background in here. It's also the website's automatically optimized for mobiles. Directly that's done for you, it's built in. If you're looking to add extra pages, there's no limit to how you customize the website. If you wanted sightseeing pages, link in local businesses, for example, you can do so here. In your settings, when we're looking at your website, if you've got a domain already, then we can look at connecting this domain. You will get help in the setup process, and I'll explain this later, but we can connect in your domains. If you're wanting multiple languages, then we can add languages and it will instantly and automatically translate your website into that to cater for more guests. Contacting or connecting even your social media sites here, and more advanced settings here, which our team will help you when you set up. Now, if some of you already have websites, no problem. What we can do then is integrate a booking widget to your website. This is essentially a booking engine to make your existing website what we call bookable. It will have the same booking process that I'll show you in a minute. And there's a few different types of widgets that we can add, that we can integrate. And again, your setup specialist can help with this integration. But it's literally a matter of matching the color scheme and generating the code and putting it on your website. If you're wanting to look out for some of our websites, there's a lot on the Lodgify website itself. I've said website way too many times in that sentence, but I'm going to show you an example website here. So this is from one of our clients in New Zealand. If we imagine we were looking for specific property, you're filtering by your check-in dates, number of guests. When you search, you can also pull up more filters on the left-hand side here. If there's certain requirements you need, maybe you want a pool or something like that, you decide. It then pulls up a really clear map on the side here, and you just choose which property you want. Once you've chosen a property, all of that rental information that we saw right at the beginning has been pulled through, so your pictures, your description, your amenities, and you can go through to booking this property straight away. Now, when we're booking the properties, this booking system will be the same on your website or a Lodgify website. If you see at the top right, you can change the language, you can change the currency if you need to. You're collecting your guest details, and you're setting the policies. So you basically choose the policies for your direct bookings, which covers when you want to receive the money. You can have it up to 3 different installments. It covers the cancellation policy and also a damage deposit. Now, when we're processing these payments, you can set up the options that you want, but most of our clients want to take debit and credit card payments. They do this through a payment gateway, typically through Stripe, but it will slightly depend on the country that your properties are located. So if you have that call with our team, or myself or Jen or someone else in our team, we can go through the options that you have based on the country. But typically it's Stripe. We'll connect your Stripe account to Lodgify. This means you can actually process those debit and credit card payments, and also an automated deposit. This deposit is like a pre-authorized hold on your guest card for a certain amount of money. Once they've checked out and there's no damage, that money is just released automatically straight back onto the card. Okay. Of course, you've also then got rental agreements. We've got templates you can download and edit if you would like to. Just one thing to note with Stripe, that there is a 1% transaction fee to Lodgify to make sure that website is secure and make sure that all of those payments go through securely. You've also got bank transfers if you wanted to do it directly, or you can have a combination of both if you prefer. Okay. So we're now going to look into a little bit more of the property management features with Jen. Of course, any questions on the website or connecting websites, just pop them in the chat and we will cover them later. Okay.
So all the features we're going to show you from now are features included in our ultimate package. So they're going to include guest invoicing.
Sorry, slight delay in my end there.
That's all right.
Here we go.
So guest invoicing, we can be set up so it is automated automatically. That will automatically go out to your guests after they stay for your direct bookings. You can also put your company logo on there, or you can edit them as well before they go out. The other thing that we can show you is our online check-in flow. This is a really good feature for a couple of reasons. What happens is that your guests either get sent a text message or a link that will guide them through an online check-in process. This will prompt them to provide you with their ID information before they arrive, which just gives you an extra level of security. And also the other reason is so that we have the direct contact details of people booking through the channel. So if you ever want to do any email marketing or anything after the fact, that's a really good way of getting that information. Then what we can do as well is cleaning and task management. So what this means, you can invite your cleaners in as team members. They will then have access to a small portion of the software through an app. They'll have access to this more simplified calendar with how many people are booking, but none of the guest information. You can then set it up so that Lodgify would automatically create a cleaning task upon checkout, and that would automatically be sent to the appropriate cleaner. If you want to, you can also set up reoccurring tasks. That would be things for like watering the plants or cleaning certain things. Or if you have a one-off task, things that need particular attention, you can also add them in as a separate task. And that's how we automate this process like a bit better. We can also do it through Turno as well, which is an app that we integrate with directly. And with the Ultimate plan, you do get a free Turno subscription to help you find cleaners as well. And I think Jazz is going to go through the owner's reporting with you now.
Perfect. Yeah, so the other people that you can add into your Lodgify account is your owners. If you manage the properties for someone else, we're going to click your initials in the top right. You're going to click on users, and I'll kind of walk you through if we imagine we're adding one of our owners here. So you're going to invite them by their name, their email address, and then you set their permissions accordingly of what they can and can't do in the system. So just a few examples here. Yes, they can view the name of the guest. They can or cannot edit the calendar. Some people, if you want them to have access and maybe block the calendar or certain areas, you can do so. You basically set up everything you want them to do here. They typically have a very reduced version of what you can see. And then you're going to assign them the rentals. So if you've got multiple owners with multiple rentals, you can give them access to as many as they need. They can then log in, see kind of an overview of who's coming and going, maybe the calendar, and maybe just you've hidden the guest names or the guest details, for example. Okay. The other thing that's really popular with owners is something called owner statements. This is also in the property manager area here. Again, ultimate plan as well, as Jen mentioned. And that's where you can automate lots of the statements that you may need to create. It's called owner statements, but it could be a statement for anyone. It could be for your cleaners, yourselves, your bookings, your properties. When you're creating owner statements, you're basically setting up a strategy. And when you're setting up the strategy, you're deciding, okay, this is maybe the fees, the taxes that are going out for each booking. We can then automate it so that every month, every quarter, let's say, if I show you an example here, you can have a breakdown of all of your bookings for a certain date range that you choose for the properties that you choose here. You also have the option to add in expenses here by clicking on Create Payment. If you want this to be generated, let's say monthly for your owners or monthly for yourselves, you can then export all of this data. You can also email it directly to owners as well, or anyone else that may benefit. Okay, straight from the system. The other part that is really popular for both yourselves and owners or anyone that's got an interest into the analytics side of the platform is in your reporting. So this analytics page here, you can analyze lots of different features on the left-hand side. We'll just have an overview of what's happening today, or transaction reports. This is more focused on the financials. If you need to bring up a reservation, you can filter it here. But if we go back to the analytics, and let's say we're going to choose one of these to look into, say revenue, you can select the rentals that you want to analyze. You're then choosing the date range. Once it's generated, we can then compare this with previous periods, and let's put it all on the graph below here. Again, this can be exported. Okay, you've then got the breakdown by property below. Okay. So that's the analytics portion. You can also see this in one of our demo accounts, which you can get from our website. If you did just want to click in and play around with the system, or system full of bookings like you see here, get one of our demo accounts on our website and you'll get access to a link in your email address. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you is the guest app. This is also in the property manager area here. When it loads, this is basically a central place for your guests to see all of their information. We're going to go to the guest module here. I'm going to see if I can pull up an example for you. The way it works is that your guests will put in their booking reference number, and then it's going to show you all of the details of their stay. So, for example, how to get there, emergency contact details, a guide. You can attach this, Wi-Fi details, door codes, these sorts of things in the app. Okay. So each property will have a separate one, and it will vary based on the booking code for each and every guest that you have. Okay. So this is the majority of the parts of the platform that we wanted to show you. We will go through those questions shortly, but we do want to just cover the setup process. So I'm going to share a different screen now.
Oh, Jasmine, are you still with us? Looks like, there you go. We lost you for a second.
Yeah, I stopped my screen as opposed to sharing a different screen. So let me bring it up. Okay. So, in terms of getting started with Lodgify, we'll just walk you through the steps. Before that, there's something special special that Alberto kind of teased you with earlier is the 30% discount. This is for everyone for the demo today. It's on our yearly and bi-yearly subscriptions on our professional and ultimate plans. The way it will work is tomorrow you will receive an individual coupon. It's different for every person in your email. This is the email that you signed up to this demo with, and it's a code that you'll need to add at the checkout. Okay. To sign up, the first step is to open a trial account. I know some of you here already have trial accounts, so you'll need to log in and subscribe. Again, when you subscribe, don't forget to add that discount code to give you the 30% discount on top of the annual plans. With the pricing, this is on our website and it is based on the number of listings that you have. If you've got any questions on this or the setup process, of course, book in a call with me or Jen or our team and we can walk you through the setup process together. Once you've signed up, then you can schedule a call in with our onboarding team. They offer free sessions to every single client to help you guys get set up. They will go through all of the connection process with you. So this could be connecting Airbnb, booking.com, for example, integrating your website or building a Lodgify website, adding cleaners, adding owners. They will help you and support you in that whole setup process. You'll have an assigned specialist, and this is completely free. It's completely included in your subscription. Now, when you're happy with the setup process, then your account can go live. Obviously, once with a specialist as well, it can all be checked. So you're happy with the calendar syncs and everything. Once your account is live, if you do ever need help in the future, you've also always got access to our support team. So this is chats, emails, calls at any point. You can pick up the phone and speak to one of our specialists on hand. You don't need to kind of talk to a robot or anything. We have got phone lines for our customers. If you're based in the UK or Europe, we do have our biggest office based in Barcelona, so you're likely to speak to one of them. If you're based in America or more closer to that time zone, you're likely to speak to our team in North America. So it really covers quite a large time difference, time zone there for when you need help. They're on hand. Okay. So that's the setup process and the set and the demo to kind of give you an idea. I guess now we move on to some Q&As. Alberto, I don't know if you want to how we do this.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Jen. Amazing presentation. I think it was all pretty clear, but still, if there's any questions, additional questions, feel free to let them in the chat. I'm going to start pulling up some questions on the screen so you all know what I'm going to be referring to. Actually, the first one I can take it because it's probably the only one that I can actually take. The rest you can have them all. It's about the 30% discount. Jasmine already mentioned this. Just to clarify, yes, there you will receive a 30% discount coupon tomorrow in your email. It's going to be a unique, personalized for each one of you that attended the demo. So just I would say, I mean, if you want to get Lodgify and subscribe, wait until tomorrow where you will get the coupon code and then you will get this nice 30% discount. So that's the question to the first answer. And now let's start with the first one that we got at the beginning of the session from Nontawat. They were asking if Lodgify supports Agoda, this very popular OTA in Asia, in Thailand specifically, he's asking about. So whoever wants to take it.
Sure. So Agoda is currently an iCal integration. So it's where the calendar, which is the main thing, will sync. It's not currently API, so it's not the same level of integration as we have with Airbnb and Booking.com currently. However, the good news is that this is the next integration or the next integration that will be released. I can try and find out of a timeline a little bit more specifically, but our team are working on Agoda as the next one. In the meantime, you'll be iCal, which will be the calendar link. Okay.
Thank you. And there's a couple of questions about ODAs and different channel connections. Like the first one from Sylvie, how many booking sites are you integrated with? If we can go over that quickly again.
Sure. Jen, shall I do it or you? Don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. So booking sites that we're integrated with is Airbnb, Booking.com, Google Vacation Rentals, VRBO, and Expedia Group. And then you also get your own website or the widget, which is all the API integrations. If you wanted to be connected to any other sites, we can still do it, but it is through the iCal integration, which is just the calendar.
Thank you, Jan. And just following on the same conversation, there's a question from Daniele asking if all the pricing packages integrate with Airbnb, Verbo, etc. And it's an easy question. It's a yes. So I don't know if you want to add something else, but in this case, all our plans actually include the connection with all of these OTAs. Now,
Yeah,
there was a question. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd say maybe just the basic package. You don't get included into Google Vacation Rentals in the basic package.
Yeah.
Good.
But all of the
Yeah.
connections and setup, there's no additional costs. Again, your onboarding sessions are included. Okay.
The next one from Sylvie. Actually, this question came up when you were showing the, if I recall correctly, it was the calendar. I don't really understand what the little dogs mean.
Is it this
It was
one?
in the product.
This one.
Uh, Maybe Sylvie, if you can clarify in the chat what do you mean by these little dog icons? Because I think it was the calendar specifically. So if you can clarify that, and we'll get to that in a second. The next question is from Roots BNB, and it says month-to-month stays. Can you set it up for them to pay monthly for more than 3 payments? We have stays up to 4 months at a time.
If you've just to make sure I've understood this right, if you've got bookings, say a 4-month booking in one booking on our calendar, typically bookings are a little bit less, but if you've got it all in one, the maximum amount of split payments that you can have is 3. So for example, you could have 3 charges on Stripe. If you wanted to have 4 payments or a payment each month, for example, they could be added as monthly bookings, and you just take the full payment on the first day or whenever of each month. But the maximum to split a whole booking is into 3.
Thank you, Jasmine. Actually, Sylvie replied that he was referring to the calendar icons. I didn't see any specific dog icons. Maybe it was the OTAs or the Lodgify logo. She also said that she has.
I'm wondering if it's sorry to interrupt. I'm wondering if it's the Lodgify logo. Let me just go back to the calendar to check.
Yeah.
This logo here, I'm wondering if it's the main icon I can see. This is the Lodgify logo, so this is your direct bookings. If you did have bookings from, say, Airbnb, Booking.com, this would be the blue A, or the other way around. Yeah, the blue B or the pink A. This other icon is a little brush, and this is where people have set preparation days in between bookings. So particularly popular in COVID, they wanted 24 hours before one guest and the next. If there's any other icons I haven't covered,
She mentioned the one next to Clint. If you see Clint somewhere, our friend Clint Eastwood, maybe on the left. If you go a bit more to the left, maybe it's the little houses as well.
Yeah, this is
That
just
the little houses then, probably. She mentioned also that she's having some connection issues. In any case, Sylvia, we will send you the recording so you can take a better look at everything. Or in the calendar, you can also create some close periods, some cleaning tasks, and you will also be able to see the logos. Going back to the next question, I'm going to answer this one from Francisco. Francisco actually had 2 questions. The first one, it's actually about the discount. He needs to start in June, and he's asking if he can respect the discount. In this case, I'm going to answer this one. The discount expires this week, so this specific coupon would not work. But I would say reach out to your sales team. Maybe we'll see if there's any way of providing a separate coupon for the time being. Because again, this one has an expiration date, so it would not work. But I would say reach out to our sales team, and I'm sure if you tell them that you've been at the event, they will be able to maybe do something for that. Following up with Francisco, he also had another question, which is when they assign you a worker to help, will they assign you a worker to help you with integration? Or I'm guessing it's referring to the free onboarding. So
Yeah, so you get, as soon as you upgrade your account, you would be invited to an onboarding call. That's with one of our technical specialists. They will help you make sure that your account is kind of set up the way you want. They will review your connections to your OTAs, make sure those connections are strong, and also provide you with a little bit of training on the platform.
thank you, Jen. And Jonathan had a similar question. Does one have a designated person to help you with any problems at the start? Hopefully, you will not get any problem. Everything will be super smooth. But if you're referring to the integration process and the setup in general, like Jen mentioned, yes, there's going to be a dedicated agent, an onboarding person that will walk you through everything you need to know in order to set up your account correctly. The next question, is there any API for chat that I have with each guest? Not sure entirely to what you're referring. I don't know if you, Jasmine or Jen, you know what they're talking about. Otherwise, if they can clarify in the chat, that would be appreciated as well.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But if you're looking for some like chat integrations, we do have some on our marketplace. So I would check that out if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, please let us know. I will also send a link to our integration pages where you can check some of the apps that Jasmine mentioned before about the marketplace. The next one is a pretty long one, so please bear with me. I don't think I can show all of it on the screen. So the question from Roots BNB says, if there is any confirmed changes to a booking, like a checkout date change, will it generate a new change notification and send it to the cleaner, specifically for the cleaning team? For example, in the 7-day trial, how does that work and what options are not available in the trial? Because they would like to see how the accounting works. So I think it's two different questions. One about notifying cleaners when there's changes in a booking checkout date, and the other one is about options available in the trial.
Okay, so if I split it into two, the first question, if you do have any changes to a booking, let's say a booking gets cancelled, yes, it will automatically notify your cleaner. If we turn that on in the system, again, you'll get help with the setup, but it will sync. Your cleaner will have access to an app, and you'll see all of their tasks upcoming. Of course, you can edit it yourself as well, if you need to. With the second question regarding testing Lodgify, you've got the 7-day free trial, but yes, it doesn't have full functionality. The main use of it is mainly for building a website, to be honest. The demo account, which we can share with you also, or you can find on our website, gives you a little bit more access to all the features. That's all the features under the ultimate plan to have a look into. Beyond that, if there's something you specifically wanted to see or discuss, then we can share the screen in like a one-to-one demo and go through your questions and show you exactly where to set up each section.
Thank you, Jasmine. Just follow up from RNZ about the API question. Want to chat with guest on an individual guest page. Still not sure about this. I don't know if you know what he's referring to.
Not 100%. If you're asking about the integration with messaging, it is API. So if you send a message, on a separate note, if this isn't answering the question, if you send a message from Lodgify, yes, they are going to receive it in Airbnb booking or the website. If it's a website, it's not like a chat page, it just goes to their email address.
I think, okay, yeah, that's a good point. I think maybe, and please correct us if we're wrong, but I think maybe you're referring to the unified inbox, how you can manage all the messages from the different platforms directly from Lodgify, which is what Jasmine was referring to. In that case, yes, you can receive all your guest communications in Lodgify in one centralized dashboard, so you don't have to be jumping from one platform to another. And that's with all the different OTAs and booking platforms that we connect through API connection. So hope we answer the question. Otherwise, we can always get back to it with further clarification. that being said, we are almost out of time, but we have a couple of questions. So let's take this one. We have a couple of questions from Alison. The first one: can you set days where you don't want someone to check in, but they can book through that day? For instance, I don't want someone to come on a Wednesday, but they can stay through that Wednesday. For example, someone books Monday to Friday.
Yep, absolutely. You can set that up directly in the rental. You can absolutely designate which days you would not like them to check in or check out.
All right. And the second question, also from Allison: can you set different cancellation policies for certain days? For example, I want a stricter cancellation policy for holidays than regular days.
So when you're setting up your policies, these are done in your settings. It will also depend on where these bookings are coming from. For example, if it's Airbnb, Airbnb will always manage the payments for you, so it'll be their payment and cancellation policies. If I just answer this question for a direct booking, you can choose in your settings which policies apply, but you will have to set them for certain ranges. They're not set on different date ranges as far as I know, but I know this is something that the team are working on. So currently you would have certain policies for certain properties. Would you say the same, Jen? Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
All right, and the last one, following up with the individual chat conversation, RNZ wants to create an individual page for each guest and to have our chat into from that page, from that guest page. So individual profiles. This sounds like the CRM project that the team is working on as well, where you can have the different profiles from each guest, and then you can access all guest conversations and target them again with new messages. I'm not sure, Jasmine, Jen, if you want to clarify on that, but if it's referring to that, it's something that the team is working on at the moment.
Yeah, if you're looking at other CRM tools, we also in our marketplace integrate with Ento, which have really good sort of guest experience as well. And there's a few other apps there as well, which you can see when I'm about to share the link as well. But at the moment, if you don't have anything else, then the chat with your guests is just going to be through an email thread, which will go through into your Lodgify inbox and goes to their direct email address. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And also regarding the conversation with guests, you can share links as well for reservations directly on WhatsApp, for example, which is tied to the latest comment regarding this. So they don't necessarily need to download the app in order to see the reservation. I don't know, Jen, Jasmine, if you want to add something to that.
And also remember, you do have that automated messaging. If you just want to send them like check-in instructions, things like that, that can all be done just through automated messaging, which would go straight to their email.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that was the last of the question. In the end, we got a few questions. If there's no more questions, I think we can leave it here. Again, recapping, you will receive tomorrow the recording of the session, also with the personalized discount of 30%. So don't miss out on that. For specific cases or pending questions that you may have, as you can see here on the screen, there's a CTA that says book a demo call. Feel free to click in there and book a one-on-one session with some of our sales specialists, and they will walk you through any questions that you might have left about your product. Just the last thing, just to mention, it's been a real pleasure, Jasmine and Jen, having you here with us. And to everyone that has been in the chat and attending the session, thank you for all your questions. And I hope to see you on board Lodgify soon. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.